Hey everybody, it's Bernie Gallerani bringing you another episode of Success is Not Convenient. Thank you all for attending, and please hit the like button and the subscribe button. We want to keep bringing you all of this great material. So thank you for what all you guys do. Today's topic is a fun one, and it's why most entrepreneurs build themselves into a prison. It's exactly right? As entrepreneurs, we're building businesses, but we actually build ourselves and close in those walls over time. And we actually make a prison for ourselves. Let me say something that might sting a little bit. You guys might be a little upset with this one, but most entrepreneurs don't build businesses. They actually build cages. That's right. You think you own a business, but actually you don't. What they do is entrepreneurs will start with freedom as their main goal. More money, more control, more time. And then guess what happens? Years go by, 4 or 5 years go by. They can't leave for 3 days without anxiety. They can't turn their phones off. They can't step away because everything depends on them. They don't build any freedom. Like, we build businesses and we think we're going to have freedom in the business we build because we're in control. But really what's happened is you've just built a prison with nicer furniture in it. You have a nice place to work, but you're still tied to the business. And so I'm a believer that you just have a job. And so we're going to get into a couple of things here deep, a little deep, not too deep, but a little deep about some things that we think that can help you kind of move from that. As entrepreneurs, we like having control over a lot of things, and control can be a little bit addictive. And at the beginning, control feels very powerful, right? It's like we're in charge of our time, and we're in charge of ourselves, and we're in charge of other people potentially. And it seems like it feels real powerful, but you close deals, you make the calls, you fix the problems, you save the day, right? It seems like it all works, doesn't it? But what works at 500,000 suffocates you at 5 million. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of you guys are going, well, Bernie, I'd like to make 500,000. Well, we're going to share with you some things here and talk about some things that maybe can help you get there. But what's working at 500,000 does not work at 5 million. See, the same intensity that helped you win early becomes the ceiling later. Here's the truth. If everything runs through you, you don't own a business. You have nothing but a job with overhead. And entrepreneurs struggle to let go because control feels safe to them. But control is extremely expensive, guys. It costs growth, and it costs scale opportunities, and it costs a massive peace of mind. See, your identity gets trapped in who you think you are. And this is extremely deep because a lot of founders tie themselves and their identity to being needed. Like, if I'm not the problem solver, who am I? If I'm not the top producer, who am I? If I'm not the hardest worker, then what is the value that I bring to the company? So they stay in the middle of everything, not because they have to, but because stepping back feels like you're losing relevance in your business. Gosh, you know what? That's such an important point, because here's what I want to say to you guys. I was a solopreneur that ended up scaling a business and had these same exact thoughts and these same exact issues. Where is my value, or how is my relevance within inside of my company? Because I'm no longer the guy that was the guy, right? You can still be the guy or the girl or the gal that goes out and scales a great business, but if you're doing all the work, you have no freedom. You just have a bunch of walls around you that create a prison. And now that the business owns you, you don't own the business, it owns you. And that's very dangerous long term. And I can give you some thoughts of things that I've had to deal with where I thought I was the guy, and then I realized that when I'm gone, there's no sales. When I'm gone, I don't know what the decisions are being made. And that's called being in control. And I'm not saying that being in some control is a bad thing. I'm just saying being in control of everything that happens inside your company is a losing situation. You can't scale off that. So you can't scale something you emotionally need to control. If you have to control everything, then you don't really have a business. You just have a job. We don't build systems, we build dependency. It's a good one, right? We build dependency. Let me challenge you for a second. If you disappeared for 30 days, what would break inside of your company? What wouldn't work? Let's be honest with each other. Most entrepreneurs don't build systems, they build a hero culture. They build a culture that I'm the guy. Everyone waits for the founder. Every decision escalates upward. Every problem lands on your desk. And then we complain about being overwhelmed. But here is the uncomfortable truth. You train them to depend on you because it was faster, because it was easier, and because you didn't want mistakes. But now you're stuck. Freedom requires structure, and structure requires letting people fail without you jumping in. See, people don't like other people to fail, but if other people attempt it and they fail, that's how they learn. That's hard for high performers. And I have people like that in my company today where they think they can do it all. And I got to be honest with you, doing it all is not a good thing. You have to have really good people in your corner. I've learned that the hard way. Scaling a business and paying for really talented people, and it can be expensive, is one of those things that if you don't give it a shot, then you're in your own prison. Growth requires replacement. Yes, replacement of you. And this is the shift. If you want freedom, you must build people who can replace you, not assist you, but replace you. And that means hiring stronger than your ego likes, training at a very high level, letting others lead, documenting everything, installing KPIs, those are measurables for growth, holding high standards without micromanaging. And here's the big one. You have to become a builder of leaders, not a collector of tasks. Folks, if we are the ones doing all the work, how do we ever get away from our job? I read a book called E-Myth Revisited. I recommend everybody go read that book. And I read this 20 years ago. And it's interesting, and it talks about this same exact thing, in that if you're the guy or the gal doing the business, and you're the only person that is leading the charge, you don't have a business. You just have a job. Most entrepreneurs never make this transition and making this shift, and that's why they burn out early. You know, I had I do have a really good friend of mine who went through that, and it was like burned out. And at a very young age, they retired, and they went and they did a couple other things for a few years and then came back, and they decided they were going to do it differently, and now runs a very successful organization because they made the decision to do it differently, hiring and leveraging really good people. Let me end with this. Did you start your business for freedom, or did you start it to prove something? Because if it's about proving, you'll stay totally trapped in your business. But if it's about building something that outlives you, that's the thing. Are you building something that outlives you? Would you guys like to have a business that doesn't require you to be there, that you can have some free time, that you can develop a really high level of independence in your life, that you can travel, you can spend time with your family and your loved ones, you can go around the world, and your business still runs? But if it's about building something that outlives you, then you have to scale that with other people. You'll make different decisions as you make decisions. You'll build infrastructures and you'll build depth. You'll build people. And eventually, you can step back without everything collapsing. See, that's real ownership. It's not hustle. It's not all about hustle. It's all about you scaling and building something so you're not trapped within the prison that you've built for yourself. So here's your challenge this week. Write down 3 things your business cannot run without you doing. Then ask yourself this question. Why? Is it the system? Is it a trust issue? Is it an ego issue? Is it a leadership issue? Freedom isn't automatic. It's engineered. It is not automatic. You create it. See, you're like, well, I don't understand. I can't really get out of my business. It's not because it's the business. It's because of how you designed it. And if you don't intentionally design it, you will accidentally design a prison. Folks, let me just say this to you. Building a business, what a great honor it is to be able to build a business, but it doesn't come easy. And I think each and every one of us has to understand, what do I want this business to be like long term? It's so fun because I've gotten a chance to work with so many great people, and they'll have a business where they're the solopreneur, and I'll talk them into how to actually scale a business so they can have some free time. And what's really great is they come back later and go, gosh, I never thought I was going to be able to do this, but if you design it this way, hear me, if you design it in a manner that this business works when you're not there, that is total freedom. And by the way, that is ownership. that you can leave it behind and you can go away for a while and it still operates with really good, strong, educated, motivated people carrying that torch for you when you're not there. I hope you guys have found some value in this today. If you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts on any other videos that you'd like me to do, I'd love to hear from you. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps our algorithms get out there so more people can see it. Thank you so much for watching this podcast, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day.